it's funny, what do you think it is about art that does make people feel kind of a little bit nervous to talk about it? I guess because you don't want to sound pretentious. That's it. It's too bad that we have that feeling, you know, but it can be pretty strong. I guess also the idea that that you don't know necessarily what you're talking about, and so that can kind of inhibit.
Well, why would it be any different than talking about a tree?
I don't know. I think people feel that they're sort of their street cred as a culturally literate person is kind of on the line in a way with paintings that doesn't happen with trees. But it shouldn't be. I'm just saying that's just something that happens. It's a great feeling to sort of fight through and not to have, just to be able to walk in a museum and I'm as equipped as anybody to talk about this painting, or not talk about it but appreciate it, or have a reaction to it.
I can't remember if I ever told you this story, but I did this thing in New York where we brought a whole bunch of people that I was working with in music to MoMA, and I remember it was a lot of like people in their 20s, and there were hundreds on the staff of this company, and we all went to MoMA. And I thought people who were working in music to re-engage with fine art would be a good thing. It'd be a good thing for everybody to just like tune into that.
Yeah.
And I remember the feeling of blankness on the faces of a lot of the people, and feeling like, oh wow, this was really maybe not a good idea.
Yeah.
And I got on an elevator with one of the people who seemed completely bored. And we get on the elevator and we're riding, and he looked at me and he said, I really want to thank you for setting this up. I haven't been in the museum since I was 12 years old, and it's amazing, and I'm going to bring my whole family back this weekend. It's blowing my mind. And I just read it completely wrong, because they had this blank look on their face,
That's kind of, I put that, that you completely misread
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah.
And that's like, not having noticed the tree down the street. Like, I think that's kind of a good thing to sort of keep in mind, is that you can sometimes completely misread things, and it's not, the sort of maybe negative take you have on it. In that case, like I had something where I was working on a movie, and in the scene, my character is with his wife, and we're kind of this kind of white trash couple, and we're going to go into, we've stolen some money, and now we're going into the mall to buy some stuff, and we're going to buy, ridiculous kind of things. And the director is pitching lines, and he pitches, you can say, and we're gonna get you some braces to fix those horse teeth of yours. And when he said it, I felt terrible, because the actress playing my wife in the scene, she did kind of have, her teeth did look a bit, slightly off, and I was so embarrassed, and I could feel her flinch when he said that. Of course, I didn't say it in the scene, and then afterwards, and the director was a really nice guy, but I went up to him afterwards and I said, but please don't ever put me in a position like that of saying something. I'm not going to say something to someone, kind of mean like that. You might think it's funny, but I don't. And even for these characters, and he was like, oh yeah, yes, yeah, I understand completely. I'm so sorry. Like, do you know those are fake teeth that we put on her? And I didn't know that she had fake teeth that they had put on.
I see.
And so when I imagined her flinching, that's what it was. I was imagining that. And if that does kind of happen with us, that might be a nice way you can sort of, when you do have the feeling, oh, somebody doesn't like this or somebody, then you could be wrong. You could be completely wrong about it. And if you could be completely wrong, why not go with the good story?
Yeah.